is a type of flatbread with a unique, slightly spongy texture. Traditionally made out of Taff flour, it is a national dish in Eritrea and Ethiopia. It's also common in Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen, but made a bit differently. Making injera is a 2-day process. The first day is to create the mixture, and the second day is to create the injera. The things that you'll need are a bucket where all your ingredients will go into, a measuring cup, and a large pan grill, also known as Mogogo. The ingredients that you'll need are Taff, also known as lovegrass in English, which is high in fiber and iron, Sigem or barley, also high in fiber, Mashela or sorghum, which is a grain rich in fiber, proteins, and minerals. You'll also need self-rising flour, water, and an injera-mix starter. The dry ingredients you can find in a Habesha store, Indian store, or sometimes in a bulk barn. As Taff is the main ingredient, you want to have at least 2 to 3 cups of Taff, depending on how many servings. You'll also need 2 cups of barley or Sigem, 1 cup of sorghum flour or Mashela, and half a cup to 1 cup of self-rising flour. This is more a beautifying ingredient, so the injera will have more eyes, or aini as we call them, giving the injera the bubbly, spongy appearance. So pour all your dry ingredients into your bucket. Now get ready to roll up your sleeves. Mix your dry ingredients together until they are all evenly distributed and it just looks like one type of flour. Have a bucket of lukewarm water ready to add it to your mixture as you go along. Make sure it's not too hot or too cold because that will lose the yeast properties of the mixture. You want to start by adding 1 cup of water and then mixing the ingredients together. Slowly, you add another cup of water and again you mix your ingredients. And you keep doing this until you don't have any more dry ingredients left in the bucket and you've got yourself a dough. Once you have your dough, you then want to knead the dough for about 10 minutes until it's not sticky anymore. This is known as the kneading process. Keep adding the lukewarm water to thin out the mixture. You want to add the injera-mix starter. Now the injera-mix starter is pretty much a previous mixture stored away for later use. It acts as a catalyst in the fermentation process of injera. As you're thinning out your mixture, you'll now add a handful of the starter or your catalyst. I'm using a starter that was previously made when my mother made injera the other day. To make the starter, it's the same process as steps 1 to 4, and you just store it for later use. So if this is your very first time making injera and you don't have a starter, then the process you will see in this tutorial stays the same, except one part. Instead of it fermenting overnight, it will need at least 2 or 3 nights or more for the mixture to ferment. The last step of day 1 is to add water just to the surface of the mixture, cleaning the sides of your bucket. You're not mixing the actual mixture itself, you're just putting water. And then store in a cool area overnight or for 2 to 3 nights if made with no starter. When I wake up early in the morning, I transfer the mixture to the fridge very carefully so as to not disturb the fermentation process. And by late afternoon or the start of the evening, I will start the next half of the injera making process. The next day, when you open your bucket to see your mixture, you will see that the surface is watery and has some bubbles. You will carefully pour only the watery surface of the mixture into a cup or a bowl. Now mix your injera batter and determine its viscosity if it needs to be thinned out or not. If you feel it needs to be thinned out, you'll use the liquid that you poured out into the bowl to thin out your batter. So pour the liquid at intervals, mixing the batter like you did yesterday. Once you feel it's thin enough, you are ready to make your injera on the Mogogo. Preheat your Mogogo to high heat. Have a full cup of the batter ready because honestly, you have only one shot to make this a perfect injera. It's really difficult to go back and add more batter to spots that you may miss. I think for me, this is the hardest part of the injera making process, making it a perfect circle and not missing any areas. But hey, practice makes perfect. Now once you see bubbles forming everywhere around the injera, cover the Mogogo with its lid. After a few minutes, you will see steam coming out, and that is when your injera is ready. Take off the lid and using a large, what is called mashrafet, take the injera off the grill. You can find a mashrafet in your local Eritrean or Ethiopian store. So this is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you've learned something. Please subscribe to my channel for more future videos on how to make Eritrean food. Thank you.